Out of respect for my husband, I don't even talk to X. So now talking to Y means getting entangled in that mess, and I was like, man. Hi guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Olivia Kimathi and I am so excited that you're here today. We like to keep it real here. Yeah, so in the spirit of keeping it real, I love to share my life story. Stories from back in the day, stories from recent times, stories from right now. And before we get into today's topic, I must shout out two amazing ladies who made all this happen. My face, see how pretty I look? This is Wakesho Nzano, the best makeup artist in Kenya. Honestly, you guys check her out. Her handle is right here. She's awesome, awesome. And then behind the lens, the amazing, the incredible Kate Shicks. Woo! Kate Shicks is doing a good job. You guys, here is her handle. Please check her out, support her. She's going places. Watch this space. So anyway, here we are now. Ready? Are you guys ready for today's story? Takes me a few years back. We're talking about the X factor. We're pulling out those X files and I want to tell you, is it really possible and practical to be friends with your ex? You who's sitting there watching this thinking, no, you know, there's no bad blood, we still love each other as friends, oh, it can work. Listen to this story and then you'll tell me, is it really practical and is it wise to be friends with your ex? So let's go back to a few years ago. I won't say the year, but none of you can start guessing who I'm talking about. A few years ago, I was in a relationship and I love this man a lot. I thought, this is it. This is my husband for sure. It cannot be anyone else. We dated for a few years and I thought I was happy. I honestly, if you had asked me at the time, I was like, yeah, I'm so happy. But this young man, yeah, he wasn't it. Let's just say he was not it. Let's call him X. X was just not it for me, and I got to a place in my life where I wanted what God wants for me. I wanted the relationship God had for me. I wanted the career God had for me. I just wanted to walk the path that God had for me. For a long time I'd been running away from living my life for Jesus. And when I finally decided this is it, let me focus on my walk with God and build myself as Olivia, I had to let that relationship go. And I'm really glad I did. The guy hurt me in many ways, and honestly I had no business still being his friend. But hey, I decided I'm the one who saves humans, I'm Jesus now, Hey, I said, let me, be his friend. Let me help him. Like, I'm on this journey. I'm getting to know God. I'm growing. I'm walking in purpose. Loving myself. Loving what I do. I'm serving God. I decided to become a missionary and go and disciple young people all over Kenya. And I was thriving. So I'm like, yeah, since I'm on this wonderful journey, let me carry my friends along with me. And one of my best friends is this X. So X and I continued to talk, and I remained single for a few years as I was pursuing purpose, getting to know myself, and he started dating almost immediately after our relationship. That should have been a hint to me, but anyway. So I was happy for him because I had no intention to be with him ever again, and I truly, genuinely wanted what was best for him. And I was happy that he's found love, that he settled down, and I was like, you know what, since I know what this guy did to me, I can actually be that friend who keeps him in check. So I'd ask him, hey, are you being faithful? I hope you're not messing with other girls. I hope, let's call his girl Y. X and Y. Yeah, I was like, I hope Y is, the only girl you're pursuing, and don't break her heart. Please don't do to her what you did to me. And we talk every now and then, but I didn't think there was anything wrong. Honestly, I was genuinely ex's friend. And even sometimes he would ask, can we meet up for lunch? And I'd be like, sure. And we'd meet and we just talk about life. Like there was nothing fishy. He didn't hit on me. Like it was really good, or so I thought. Years later, I began to date, and my husband now, who was my boyfriend then, could not understand, like, why do you still talk to your ex? Like, why is this even a conversation we're having? And I was like, no, we're boys like that, we're just cool. And my guy was not having it. He really was not. And so I was like, you know, out of respect for Kevin, my husband now, I don't think I can keep up with this. I mean, where is this friendship taking me anyway? So I decided that I just want to take a step back and cut back on communication. I told X about it and he understood and respected it, and we stopped talking. Fast forward to a few years later, and I began to share my stories on Instagram and Facebook. I'm a writer, so I just love to share stories. And one of the stories I shared was about X. And I get a random DM from Y. And Y at the time was still dating X. And she tells me, hi Olivia, I know you might not know me, I'm so and so, and I was directed to your page by a friend, and I read your story about X, and honestly it sounds painfully familiar. I think X is the guy I'm dating right now, and honestly everything that you've said about what he did to you, he's still doing to me right now. And my heart literally broke for that girl. I was like, oh no, because it was many years later, and I was like, oh gosh, I'm healed, I'm grown, I'm with someone else, I'm happy. At the time, I think I had just gotten married, so like my life had moved on. I felt so bad for why that she's in that situation. Out of respect for my husband, I don't even talk to X. So now talking to Y means getting entangled in that mess, and I was like, man, I didn't know what to do. Long story short, I pulled back. I gave her advice and then pulled back. But a few months later, she came and shared with me that finally she was able to release this guy. She broke up with him and things like that, and I was like, oh, good for you. And she now was on this journey of rediscovery and getting to know who she is. And so she asked if we can meet her for lunch, and I was like, for sure, let's meet. And so when we met and talked, you guys, I was so shocked to learn that from day one, Y was never comfortable with me being in X's life. But did X tell me? Nope. At that time I was single, I was young and wild and free, and I had no intention of being with this guy, but I thought, yeah, he's my boy. I was damaging someone's heart without knowing. And this guy would actually go as far as to tell her that I'm his spiritual mentor, and so she should respect that. Man, I felt so bad because I was like, it was never my intention to make anyone feel bad at the expense of me being friends with my ex. Like, no. And that got me thinking, is it really ever a good idea to be friends with your ex? From where I'm standing right now, here now, I would say no. But I wouldn't say no in every situation. Like, circumstances are different. It's different if it was a marriage and there were kids involved, or, you know, like, yeah, the situation calls for wisdom. But if it's just an ex-boyfriend, ex-girlfriend who have parted ways, I honestly don't think it makes sense or it's fair on your current partner or your future spouse if you two remain friends. Like, to what end? You're friends and then, like, you have too much history, there's too much emotion tied to this relationship. I honestly don't think it's fair. And when I thought about it, not only out of respect for my husband, but even before my husband was in the picture, I should have thought about the other girl. Like, I was literally being selfish and just thinking about me and how, yeah, this is my boy, this is my friend, it's okay. But it wasn't okay. And I'll just challenge you today, like, get outside of yourself. Like, look at your situation in its entirety. Like, who else is being affected by your choices? And when you weigh the pros and cons, honestly, in my opinion, there are more cons than pros. And so it doesn't make sense to be friends with your ex. If you must be in each other's lives, like say you're co-parenting, that's different, and still there should be boundaries even in that kind of interaction. But at the end of the day, guys, history can come and bite you in the behind. So just leave the past in the past, respect who you are with and who they are with, or who you will be with and who they will be with. And you know what, just call it a day. Like, this was a good run. Yes, we had fun. Yes, there are so many amazing memories, but that's just it. Let's leave that in the past and keep forging forward. So that's my little 2 cents on that matter. I don't think exes should be friends. Be cordial. If you bump into each other, say hi, no bad blood, but leave it there. Let me know what you think. Do you guys think exes can be or should be friends? Let's have a conversation on the comment section below, and let's see what you guys think. I'm ready to learn. I'm ready to hear different perspectives. You know, maybe that's just from my own periphery. Maybe you have a different experience. Let me know. Let's get chatting, and even hit me up on Instagram and on Facebook. I'm Olivia Kimathi on Instagram and Olivia Wamboi Kimathi on Facebook. Let's chat. My DMs are always open. Let's have a conversation. Till next time, I'm gonna see you. Bye bye.